So, you want to go to FIT? You know, fashion school. You want to learn a lot. Explore the city, make a lot of friends, have a lot of fun, get involved. Today, I'm going to be sharing how you can do all of that.
Hey guys, it's Bree. Today is going to be part 2 of my FIT Q&A. I'm a sophomore and my major is advertising and marketing communications. Coming at you, second year with double the amount of information, and I also have a bunch of friends who have some input too and want to help you guys out. Let's get to the questions. I wrote down in my journal a list of commonly asked questions that I've gotten either through Instagram DM or people that have commented on my previous FIT Q&A video. I figured I would just try and answer as many as I can and be as specific as I can. So at the end of this, I interviewed 4 of my friends who I play soccer with that have 4 different majors. So you're gonna get my perspective, and I'm an AMC student, so that's advertising and marketing communications. My friend Katie is interior design. My friend Gigi is FBM. My friend Gianna is a fashion design major. And my other friend Katie is in production management. Also, I really hope that the wind and the city noises in the background aren't too distracting, but that is another thing about FIT. You're gonna be in the city and it's gonna be loud and sometimes obnoxious, but sometimes it's like nice background noise, you know? Okay, so I have a lot of questions to get through. This is gonna be a pretty long video because I want it to be in depth and I want it to help you guys. And also my other video is really long too, and if you have not checked that out, I would definitely watch that video first and then come back here, because that one is kind of like an intro and overall like a lot of my perspective. And then this one is a little bit more in depth from there. So I would recommend to go watch that video first. But just to start off, I absolutely love FIT. Obviously right now with coronavirus and everything like that, all of my classes are online, but I actually have an apartment in the city, so I'm still in New York and I'm taking my classes virtually through like Zoom and Blackboard, Google Hangout, whatever. But I just love my professors. I think the education is so great. There's so many resources to take advantage of, and I have had a great experience, and I definitely think that you should apply and go to FIT. But that is just my 2 cents. I know that a lot of people have different opinions, but for the most part, a lot of the people that I go to school with really like FIT, and if they don't, they drop out first year. But you either love it or you hate it, and I love it. Okay, so most commonly asked question, does FIT have sports? Yes, FIT does have sports. I'm gonna list them off for you, okay? So there's cross country, dance, men's tennis, women's tennis, soccer, which, hello, I play. If you didn't know, you should go check out my soccer FIT videos. Love my team. Swimming, table tennis, track and field, and volleyball. If any of you guys are interested in playing sports at FIT, I would definitely shoot an email over to Keith Heron, and his information is all on the FIT website. He's the athletic director, and when I was applying and I was a freshman last year, he was a super big help. I remember I toured the school in February, and I think I've told this story before, but I toured the school in February, and I actually shot him an email like that day that I was touring. I was touring like in 2 hours, and I was like, hey, I'm on campus, I'd love to meet you, blah, 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 and he set up this whole thing and had the assistant coach, Katie, who, my girl, I interviewed her, so stay tuned for that. I met Katie in the lobby of FIT, and then she brought me down to Keith's office, and we chatted, and it was so great. So if you're interested in playing sports at FIT, I would definitely take advantage of him. Another commonly asked question is, what are the majors at FIT? So I pulled up the website, because again, I want to be as specific as I can with you guys. So FIT has like 3 schools. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know, like overarching schools. So there's the School of Art and Design, the J. and Patty Baker School of Business and Technology, and the School of Liberal Arts. So my major is advertising and marketing communications, so I'm in the J. and Patty Baker School of Business and Technology. So you can pick a major within any one of those 3 overarching schools. I'm gonna read off a list of all the majors. Again, all this information is on the website, but sometimes like I can see how it's confusing if you're just like applying. But just try and navigate the website. There's a lot of good information on there. So for the School of Art and Design, you could either major in, and there's a fat list. So advertising and digital design, animation, interactive media, and game design. So that's communication design foundation, fabric styling, fashion design, fine arts, footwear and accessories design, graphic design, illustration, interior design, jewelry design, menswear,
packaging design, photography and related media, textile/surface design, toy design, visual presentation and exhibition design. For the J and Patty Baker School of Business and Technology, you can major in advertising and marketing communications, cosmetics and fragrance marketing, direct and interactive marketing, entrepreneurship, fashion business management, home products development, international trade and marketing for the fashion industries, product management, technical design, textile development and marketing. Lastly, for the School of Liberal Arts, you can either major in art history and museum professions or film and media. There's a list of majors, and there's actually a really great resource on the website where you can pick through like several careers, and they give you options, or if you have a specific interest, and they'll show you like what major would fit your area of interest. I'm gonna leave that link down below so you guys can kind of check that out, because I know all of you guys watching are going to be incoming to FIT, or you're interested in going to FIT. Another question is, can you work fashion shows if you're a design major? So I specifically asked that question to Gianna, my friend, who is a fashion design major, and short answer, yes. And I will read her entire, like, she sent me a big text, and I'll read it to you guys, and that's gonna be later, and I'll tell you what she says about that. But yes, you can work fashion week even if you're a design major. I really get so many questions in my DMs about people and what the people are like at FIT, and it really just depends on your major. But overall, I can say about everyone at FIT is that everyone is so passionate about their major and what they do, whether you're cosmetic and fragrance marketing or your toy design or fine arts, it doesn't matter, whatever you are, everyone is super into it, you know? Like, everyone's very passionate, and this is a technical school. FIT is not like your normal traditional college, you know? I've said this in videos before and things prior, but I just want to reiterate, like, it is not a traditional university. It's just because, like, we really don't have a campus, and the campus is a city, but like, that's the best thing about it, in my opinion, is I love that the campus is our city, you know? Like, there's so many things to do and so many awesome places to go. But you know, so that means people are very driven, very passionate, typically outspoken about their thoughts and opinions, and you know, obviously it's an art and fashion school. Like, you're gonna have quirky, weird people that like do things differently than the average person. Like, no one here is average, and I don't know, but that's in my opinion what makes it super fun. So another question, is there time to explore and party and get work done? So I have people ask me this, and I think it really just depends on, one, your major, because obviously some majors have more work than others. For instance, I am living with my friend Sophia, and she's an interior design major. Again, I'm advertising and marketing communications, so our workflow is just completely different. She spends a lot more time like focusing on doing her work, and it's super specific. Not to say that, like, not to discredit the other majors, but obviously like fashion design, interior design, those types of majors are a lot more hands-on and time-consuming than some others. So, you know, like, yeah, there's time to party and go out and explore and have fun and have free time, but you gotta make it work in your schedule. And like, for instance, if it makes you guys feel any better, I play soccer for FIT. We have practice every single morning, and then we have games on the weekend. So we typically only have like Sundays off, and there are multiple fashion design majors, and you know, that should say a lot that a fashion design major can handle their workload as well as being involved in a sport. I always get questions about social life. So for the social scene, I would say it's super important to make friends right off the bat. Some people are closed off, of course, you know, that's kind of like any college ever. Like, you go in freshman year, make your friends, and then some people don't want to make any other friends that are different throughout their college years. And I would say that like some majors tend to be cliquier than others, and there's stigmas around every major. You know, and if you go to FIT, you'll figure that out. But you know, I just think that like when you're a freshman, everyone's in the same boat, in the sense that like everyone wants to make friends, everyone wants to get involved, and no one like wants to sit alone in their dorm room, you know? Like, we want to go out, we want to meet people. You know, sometimes that's difficult,
like sometimes you do like sit in your dorm and you're like, oh my god, and you just hold yourself back because you're scared or you're anxious or you're whatever. But like everyone wants to meet new people and hang out and talk, and I made so many friends just by messaging people on Instagram. The times that we're living in right now, like sending someone a DM like that goes such a long way. Like honestly, probably like 70% of the friends that I made were through Instagram DM, and it's just like simple things like, hey, you want to like go out and shoot, or you want to grab a coffee, or you want to walk around, or like take the subway somewhere, and like so many people are up for it, you know. There's not a lot of people that would be like, no, I don't want to hang out. So I think that you just like need to shoot your shot and be involved. Like go to the club fair and sign up for like every club that you think is interesting, and try and attend all the meetings, and just put yourself out there, because if you don't, like you're not gonna make any friends sitting in your room. Social media is your best friend. Do you have alone time or time to escape the city? I personally value my alone time a lot, and freshman year I would carve out a lot of time to try and like be alone, and it's definitely hard like when you're dorming with somebody else and you're in the same room constantly. But even if that means like going to the library or a coffee shop, I mean obviously the times are a little weird now and you can't like go to a coffee shop, but like trying to make alone time for yourself is important. And I found that, I mean, it wasn't that difficult, but you know, it's definitely doable. Those are pretty much all the questions that I get from a lot of people all the time. You know, it's typically about people, social life, what majors, that type of thing. So now I'm gonna pull up some text messages from my friends with different majors and tell you guys kind of how they feel about FIT and what advice they have for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Katie, and she is a senior and she's an interior design major, and she's actually also my soccer coach. So I asked everyone the same question. What kind of networking and internship opportunities does FIT have, and do they prepare you for jobs outside of school? Like, are you gonna make it in the city if you go to FIT? What are your thoughts on the school, and just other opinions that you have? So that was kind of like the overarching question that I asked everybody, and this was Katie's answer. As far as networking and internship goes, especially transferring from another school, I can say that if it wasn't for FIT, I wouldn't be in the position I am today. The only thing that makes it difficult is that you're essentially competing against your classmates for the internships, so as long as you have the driving confidence to go after what you want, you can manifest anything. My old roommate had a different internship every semester from sophomore year to senior year, and all she did was put herself out there to as many companies that came to FIT as possible. She's been working at Macy's for 2 years now and has another opportunity in the world with Michael Kors. It's crazy. Also, as far as the design world goes at FIT, there's so many networking opportunities at school, such as events, school presentations, school field trips, all that stuff. It's honestly impossible to go through school and not have at least 2 or 3 opportunities handed to you. So she said, there's so many stories, I could go on for days about the successes of my friends and family that are all FIT alum. Having that name alone on your resume is enough to get you at the top of any list. Will say I get emails constantly, which is amazing, about career opportunities, career fairs, so-and-so speaking. This panel is this day and we have Michael Kors coming to talk. We have blah, blah, blah. You know, like big names, big fashion houses want to hire students from FIT. Obviously, I don't have any personal experience right now, but you know, I have heard from people that work at Macy's. Actually, let's take for example, a woman that I met, and she said that they love hiring students from FIT. Next, I asked Gigi the same sort of questions, and she is an FBM, so Fashion Business Management major, and she is a junior. I would say our school's Career and Internship Center provides you with a lot of options and guides you pretty well. Our networking events are a great opportunity to go get your resume out and practice speaking to recruiters, but at the end of the day, it's all about how much effort you put into networking and putting yourself out there. They'll definitely guide you and help you make your resume stand out in better terms of layout and wording, as well as finding what your strengths and weaknesses are for finding the type of internship you're looking for. But I would also say another great resource is your professors. Make good connections with them and add them on LinkedIn. If you make good relationships with them in class, don't hesitate asking them for help, or if they know of people hiring. That's how I got one of my internships that I loved. Another thing that Gigi said that was helpful is that if you are in high school and you're looking to apply to FIT, get involved at your high school. Join clubs that you're actually interested in because it's a perfect resume builder to try and get into the school. Okay, I also interviewed my friend Katie, and she is a production management major, and she's going into her senior year. So Katie said, take every single opportunity you're presented with and go out of your way to take advantage of the city and all that it has to offer. I got my opportunity through luck, and I've never gotten any of my internships or work through the FIT job services. I know there isn't a styling class that's really good and hands-on, but that's all really, because I asked her about styling, because I've had some people ask me like, oh, if I'm interested in fashion styling, what major should I apply to at FIT? Katie said that she knows of a class, but she doesn't necessarily know of like an overarching major that would cover all of that, and I actually am unfamiliar too. I think that you'd have to do a little bit more research into that if you're interested in styling and want to pursue that. She said there's no particular major to be a stylist. Styling is all experience based. My boss got her degree in French. I'm only 21 and I have a 29-year-old working under me. You really just gotta work hard when you get the opportunity and work your way up and make the connections to build clientele and build your own portfolio. That's my best advice. Now lastly, I interviewed my friend Gianna, and she is a fashion design major. I asked her about fashion design students working in Fashion Week, and she said they can work in Fashion Week, which FIT helps set up in the fall and spring, and they can also join Runway 27, which has a student-run fashion show every year. And if you're a fashion design major, you can also put your designs in the Runway 27 fashion shows if it fits the theme. And if the club people approve it. I worked one New York Fashion Week show in the beginning of freshman year, but it wasn't very fun, so I never got around to another. It's too tight, to be honest, if you have an internship and job, etc., because most shows are on weekdays. I would agree with that. I think that if you're juggling a lot of things like school, a job, an internship, it is gonna be difficult to fit in Fashion Week, especially because when you go for the signups, they ask to look at, and this is all at FIT, like FIT holds like a fashion show sign-up day, and they look at your schedule, and you're not allowed to schedule a show on a time that you have class. Let's say I have class on Thursday from 2 to 5. I can do anywhere on Thursday that is not 2 to 5, but I can't like skip the class. They won't schedule you for that show. I asked her if she had any general tips for applying, and she said, I definitely think outside the box, whether in illustration or actual garment construction. I remember they told us we were allowed to submit 3 garments, and one of mine was a dress made from paper. Don't just draw dresses, etc. Always put a face on your model drawings or cover the face somehow. I didn't do that. All the teachers I know always say that's a big thing they hate in applications. That's very important. Add something in your personal essay that is completely different than just, I breathe fashion. Like I express how I have 3 brothers. I grew up in a sporty world, so I had to balance my tomboyness with girliness and how that affected my life. Also how I started in costume design, and that's what made me start sewing and designing. That was pretty much it for the girls that I interviewed. I will leave all their Instagram handles down below if you guys want to shoot them a specific DM. I'm sure they'll reply. And then if you have any other specific questions, feel free to DM me, because I love helping you guys. I love answering your questions. I hope you guys all apply to FIT. Even if you don't get in, just apply, you know, put yourself out there. And if you get in and decide to go, that is so awesome. And look, and if you don't, everything happens for a reason. You know, you're gonna end up where you're supposed to end up. And but if you ever see me on campus, like, come say hello. I've actually had people come up to me in the past on campus and say that they watch my videos and that they've been really helpful. So if you guys feel the same way, please let me know. Always stop me if I see you at FIT, or if you see me, or whatever the case may be. I want to say hello and I want to talk to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the FIT Q&A part 2. Again, if you have any other questions, DM me on Instagram at the 101 and only. You can comment on this YouTube video and I will get back to you with the answer. And maybe next year I'll do a part 3 so you guys get triple the amount. I hope this is helpful, and please give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram so you can see my daily outfits and my posts and more of like everyday FIT stuff. Now it's recording. I feel like we need some depth in this shot. Women. Oh my god, how long is this gonna go on for? So you can look.
Just say this is gonna be the FIT questionnaire part 2.
Okay. Bruh, you're kidding me if they're gonna be banging like that for however long. Okay, are you rolling? Thank you guys for, one more take. Because I wanna be really like, I really wanna help you out. I really wanna help you out a lot. my god, if they don't stop freaking building. No, it's
Just
too
say,
long.
hey Bree.
That was good, I can cut that.